Amy, congratulations on your film.
Thank you.
Now that you've made LeBron James act in a film, I think it's only fair that he be allowed to make you play a game with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
That's totally fair. That seems totally fair to me. And I mean, he was great at acting right away. Why shouldn't I be great at basketball right away?
I think you would be. You've clearly got the right
physique. I've got the build.
Absolutely.
I'm giving you an assignment. I need a profile on a sports doctor.
Oh.
So you're doing the article on me?
Mm-hmm. Sorry to interrupt. You watching Downton Abbey later?
LeBron, I'm being interviewed.
Listen, I'm watching it tonight because I'm not going to go to practice and all the guys are talking about it and I'm left out.
Tall.
You follow sports?
Sports. I love them.
Who's your favorite team?
The Orlando Blooms.
Did you ever have a moment's pause in titling the film Trainwreck, thinking, oh my God, I'm just inviting disaster because all those bastard journos are going to come up with headlines around it?
Yes, but I mean, that shows you my delusional confidence. When they see this, they really laugh. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is really funny. Good morning.
Oh, Amy. What happened? Did church let out early?
Oh, I like Tom's sweater. Does he teach computer in a church basement?
Don't get all threatened just because you don't understand the concept of marriage.
You dress him like that so nobody else wants to have sex with him? That's cool.
Hey! In a lot of what's written about you, journalists ruminate about the line between appropriate and inappropriate and so on, and words like fearless and outrageous get bandied around a lot. But am I fair in saying that in the film, if there's any line being straddled, it's the line between funny and sad?
The line that I'm conscious of is what's forgivable, because people have such a low threshold for behavior that they'll allow in women. We love to burn women at the stake and vilify them. There's just an inherent rage toward women. And so to be portraying a character that isn't necessarily all that likable all the time, it was a line I was conscious of.
How do you actually determine that? Is that something that you need to test on an audience, or do you just have an instinctive sense about it?
I've been towing that line for 11 years as a stand-up. And so I feel like I have a pretty good sense of it. And it's something that I really wanted to protect. I wanted to protect this girl's story, my story, and all the women like me who, you know, could just be labeled a certain way. And it was like, well, let's pull back the curtain and see why is she behaving this way and what is she evolving into?
I mentioned before that people have described you as fearless. Do you think in your work you are fearless?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
William, God, I've seen less bloated men dredged out of rivers. What's going on? What, does Priceline pay you in empanadas? What's happening?
Are we taking that from us?
Oh, yeah, we have to.
We gotta get it back.
Go get her.
Because part of the humour as an audience member is because you think, oh my God, I can't believe that she just said that to William Shatner's face. Is there for you a moment of thinking that line's coming up, boy?
No, I was just excited about the jokes. I had 2 weeks to prepare for that roast and just worked really hard and tested out different jokes, running around doing different shows. The only thing that Mike Tyson started heckling me while I was telling jokes about him, and you know, he has kind of a speech impediment, and it was kind of indecipherable what he was saying, and so I just off the cuff said, "Is his interpreter here?" to Mike Tyson. And that's a moment where I was like, he could just come up here and kill me with his hands. But the other jokes, I was just excited to say them because I was proud of the writing.
A lot of people in Australia will be familiar with your work, not because they've necessarily seen your show, but because clips of it have gone viral and they see them in all sorts of, you know, different ways.
Yeah.
When you are crafting your show, are you thinking of it in terms of discrete clips because these days that's how people view a lot of it, or are you still trying to make a cohesive whole?
I know, we try to like curate an episode. I think we're just in total denial. But we'll think, oh, I bet the scene will do well. But a lot of times it's the scenes that we didn't really see coming that wind up going kind of viral. We're just pleasantly surprised. Like the last Effable Day scene, I mean, it was like there's famous people in it, so that we had that in our favor, but we didn't know.
Well, is there anything you can do to delay it?
Yeah, I mean, you can try, but it only makes it worse. Like those Real Housewives. They try to look young, but then they end up looking like a purse that melted in a car accident.
Yeah, they look like when a kid draws a face on its hand.
Do you get, like every time it shows up on Huffington Post, something that, you know, is your creative property, do you get a cut of that? How does that actually work?
Absolutely not. I make very little money doing the TV show. And I make money doing stand-up. But other than that, I've got no funds coming in.
It seems not fair because
I know,
some of
right?
that stuff's been viewed like millions and millions of times.
Can I get $1? Yeah, no. There is, if that's being monetized, it's not coming toward me at all.
Is the view in television and comedy circles, though, that that's good because then perhaps you get paid more for a film or whatever because you've got this big reach and people see that you're popular and so on? Or?
Yeah, it's supposed to be exposure, and but I'm just like, how long do I have to be exposed before I can make 5 cents? TV and film, it's like, this is an opportunity for you to be seen. I'm like, okay, thanks for the opportunity. But you guys are making money, but what are you gonna do?
Well, look, congratulations on all your success. Of course, now reaching its pinnacle, appearing on Australian television.
There's so many people I want to thank. Mom, Dad, I don't thank you. I just thank myself.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.